Hey guys, here we are, Graybeard Garage. My name is Matt. Here we are with our 2001 Chevy Blazer that has massive overheating issues. The radiator's cracked, so we're going to replace that today. This is also known as a rolling turd because it's a piece of crap. So we're going to replace this radiator, see if that fixes the problem. Hopefully it does. We'll take you along for the ride. Alright guys, so this is the source of our problem. There is a crack in the radiator here, the plastic. So we got to pull this radiator out and then we'll replace it. So we got a couple clips. We got transmission cooling lines and some engine oil cooling lines we got to take off as part of the assembly, and we'll show you that as well. So the first step, guys, is we need to take this shroud off, get it out of the way so that we can actually get to the radiator itself. And then we can take that off. So this is this thing's nasty. So basically, it's almost like mud from rust inside the engine block. And that happens when you get air in your system. So part of that is this thing's probably been sucking air and allowing the block to rust. I took the lines off and let it kind of flush itself out. So hopefully that's kind of resolved some of the muck in there. But we're gonna pull that out. We're gonna clean this reservoir out also. And then we'll see how that works. So the first thing we'll do is we'll pull these off. Those look like 10 millimeter. So, let's see what happens. Sometimes air can get into your system from, 10 millimeter. So anyway, sometimes air will get in your system if you have a bad cap on your radiator. It'll let air in. So, but this thing's got more problems than the Biden administration. So anyway, ratchet's being weird. Should have brought my 3/8 ratchet out here with me. I'm gonna go get it. Alright, let's pull that off. Well, easier said than done. There's also screws down on this side that attach the shroud and this side. Alright, got some extensions. So of course, I got one of the worst ratchet or extensions I have. Doesn't want to stay on. Oh well. Okay. Now this should come out. Easy peasy. Now we need to it's getting hot. Take these off. Take this one off over here. And then there's the clips for the cooler lines that need to come off too. Fun. All right, well, guess we can take this one off to start. Ew. Oh yeah, that's horrible. Yeah, that's not great. Sheesh. That's not good at all. So there's like all kinds of little rust chunks in here that I'm afraid are gonna go into the new radiator. So I think I'm gonna have to pull this hose completely off and clean it out. Which means I have to pull all this off too. So, more work. Nothing's ever as easy as you think it's gonna be. Alright, so take that off. Disconnect that. And then we need to clean this out too. And we need to pull these clips. Show you those. Okay. Let's see. So these are the GM clips back here. I don't know how well you can see that. Those things right there. Those have to come out. And there's 4 of them. There's an upper and a lower below the hose down here. You see that hose? There's one under that, and then there's this one, and then there's one down below it too. So we have to get those 4 off. I think I'm gonna pull this hose off completely so we can see if we can get all that stuff out of it. So for now, I think we're gonna try and get that clip off, the top one. So let's see. Can you see it? Oh, you can, but it's kind of hard to do everything and show you how to do it. So if you take your little pick, you can kind of just usually slide it under, like one of the ends maybe. And I'm notorious for losing these things. Okay, there's one. Jeez Louise. Now let's get this thing out. Well, surprisingly, that came out easy. So now we'll do the same thing over here with this clip. The other ones I'm probably gonna have to go underneath the vehicle to get them. So let's see. All right, so you can kind of see that clip here. All right, so I had to dive under, but I got my pick and we got the clip. So we'll just keep working our way down, I guess. I need to get this hose clamp off, so I gotta get a screwdriver for that. Whoever replaced this did not use the factory clamp. Not even sure how to get you guys to see that. That might be an off-camera deal. Let's see if we can show you. Right there, that clamp It's just your standard hose clamp. So we'll unscrew that so we can pull that off. We'll be back. All right, I know there's a lot of shadows and stuff here, but we can see we got our hose off. We got to get to the next clamp that's down here for the other transmission line. So we'll work on that. It's gonna have to be off camera. There's no way I can hold this and show you at the same time. I mean, once you've seen one clamp come off, you've seen them all come off. So, all right, let me get on that. All right, guys, so to get this out, I got to take this box out of the way, which I need to do anyway, so I can get to this hose and clean it out. So that's what I'm gonna work on next, is pulling this box. And I'll do the best I can to walk you through it. Not that much to it. You just loosen your strap here. Now to let you take this top off the box and remove it from the intake system. Undo your screws here. Those they have retainers on them, so they stay within the air box top cover. You just gotta make sure they're loose. Alright, so those are loose. So we can take this up. We should be able to just twist this off. There we go. Take our air filter out too. Set them to the side. And how do we get this darn thing out? There we go. Got our box out. Now the line comes free. I should have done that to begin with. That'll make getting this one 10 times easier. Getting that clip out. These things are stuck in there really good, so it takes a little bit of wiggling to kind of get them to pop out. Okay, but lower one's out now. So we got those out of the way. It's gonna drain off a little engine oil, but it is what it is. Now we got to get this lower side transmission line out, which honestly shouldn't be that bad. So let's switch spots. See if you... All right, guys. So I'm sorry for the poor quality here, but down here, this line needs to come out. This metal line, which you can see is under the lower hose nipple. So it's already got the clip out. I just need to wiggle it out, but I'm gonna do that off camera because I can't hold this and do it at the same time. So we get that out and we're ready to pull this radiator out and get the new one in. All right, guys, so we got that lower one out, and now we're gonna pull the radiator, I hope. So hopefully these lines and stuff don't make this more difficult than necessary. Get the shroud out of the way here a little bit, if we can. Push it down out of the way. Whew. Let's see what happens. All right, cool. Not too terrible. All right. Stupid damn thing. So now it's just the reverse. But gosh, I really think I need to take that hose off and clean it. I don't really want that crap going under the or into the new radiator, because it's got a lot of chunky metal in it, and it will, unfortunately, I think it will clog the new radiator up, which would completely defeat the point of what we're doing here, is trying to fix the cooling issues. Alright. I'm gonna leave these things plugged in and hopefully I can just roll it over. Yeah, good. I think this thing slides off or something. There we go. So that is a 13 millimeter. And it's like 92. It's hot. It's got to be close to 100% humidity. And it feels like it anyway. There we go. Get that out of the way. Put that on there. And I think we can do it without removing these throttle cables. I really don't want to have to take all that apart if I don't have to. Well, guys, I apologize. I didn't realize my phone had a heat stroke and quit working, but the radiator's out. That went smoothly. Now these hoses, I don't know how well you can see. Yeah, let's see if we can come out here in the sunlight. I don't know if you can tell or not, but they got a lot of rusty chunks stuck to the sides of the hose. So I went to the auto parts store and got a new upper and lower hose as well as a new thermostat. I just can't see the point of putting in a radiator and then having all that crap go in it and clog it. So we put the phone up here and we'll get started again. All right, guys, so now we're gonna get in here and we're gonna take the hose out. There is right here, I don't know if you can see where my finger is. That is another clamp for the hose, the lower hose, to take that off. So we'll get that. That's this. And of course, it's dripping everywhere. So that's awesome. All right, well, we're going to pull that off, and I'll do that off camera too. All right, that bottom one's ridiculous. I'm going to do this top repair first. So we have to pull this bolt or this nut off and this nut off. And that will free up the bracket here and here. And hopefully you can just move them out of the way. Pull the bolt here and pull the bolt there. Take that off, pull the thermostat out, put it back on, run our hose back, and then we'll do that. So, oh geez, it's always something. I don't know what that is. I'm pretty sure it's not a 13. Probably a 10. So let's go get that. All right, so these are 10 millimeters. So we've got the bolt removed. Is there another one? Shoot, there's 4. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done this. Alright, now I think I got them all out. Good grief. So these should just pop off like that. And we'll just kind of get them out of the way here. This has another bolt behind it. Now we just got to pull the housing, which is probably like a 14 or 15. Huh. Nope. 13. There we go. All right. Perfect. Alright, so now we'll break this thing loose. think my phone needs an ice pack.
That's what I'm saying.
So we'll break this loose. Take this out of the way. Actually, the thermostat looks great. But since I bought a new one, well, you can see it's kind of cruddy here. All right. Yeah. Goodbye. I'm gonna just clean this thing off a little bit, so I'll be right back. As you can see, it's kind of cruddy. All right, well, it ain't perfect, but it'll do for what we need to do here. It is a little crappy, but I'm already deeper into this thing than I want to be as far as money goes. So basically this just comes like this, and it sits just right there on top of the housing, and that housing crushes this gasket. So there's not a lot of crud in here either from what I can see, so that's good. So actually we'll put this into the block first, and then we'll get our bolts, and we'll start those with finger threading them first. That feels right. All right, so now we've got the housing back in for the thermostat. A new thermostat is in there. We are going to take our upper hose, which is brand new, and it comes this way, just like this, I believe. Or is it like this? Yes, it's like this. So we can come under here. Oh, I need to get the clamps off the old hose. Wires here. Come back here to this. Now that's on the housing. I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Let's see. This phone's getting hot. Woo! Huh. Let's see. All right, so now you can see that's on the housing. So now what we need to do is bring the clamp back over. I'll be honest. There's a Mustang that's all exhaust. All right. So now that hose is on. Now I guess I'll fiddle with the lower one and try and figure that out. All right, guys. So to get to this, instead of pulling the fan out, I pulled the tensioner pulley, and now I should be able to get that out pretty easy. I just don't want to have to take the fan off if I don't have to. Call me lazy or whatever, but so now we're gonna go ahead and attempt to get this. Obviously I can't do it one-handed, so I'll be back. All right, guys, so I got that hose out. It was a nightmare, I ain't lying. I hate those GM factory hose clamps. They're so horrible. So I went and got some old school hose clamps, got that tightened down nice and tight. Now what I'm going to do is get our new our new radiator and slide it in, and then when I'm going to connect, I'll be connecting the transmission cooler lines and the oil cooler lines first. And then I'll show you how to set those up on the radiator with the clips mounted in it first, and then you slide it in and just push your clips in. All right, so this is the new radiator, and I'm not sure if you can see, but it already came with the pins, so you can kind of see them sticking out in there, which is nice, so I don't have to worry about putting those, or not pins, but clips. So I've cleaned off the ends of all of our lines, and I've got the lower hose and the upper hose installed. So now we're going to slide the radiator in, and the first thing we're going to do is install these hard lines, and then we'll install our hoses. Hopefully I can get this done before the camera overheats again. Oh yeah, the shroud's got to go back down, shove down out of the way. Oh shoot. I need to reinstall the tensioner. Alright guys, so we got the tensioner back on, we got our belt back on. Now we're gonna seat the radiator in, and then attach, like I said, the hard lines first, and then we'll do our hoses, and then we'll start filling up the radiator. Oh, I need to clean this stupid thing out too, so I got to do that first also. Anyway, let's get this radiator in. All right, radiator went in nice and easy. So now we're just going to attach our hard lines, like I said, over there and over here. They're all in place. The radiator is a nice fit. Not bad for a $90 Chinesium, so we'll see how it works. All right, so these should be just as simple as sticking them back in. So let's see if I can do it one-handed here. Well, let me put this down. All right, it really was just that easy, guys. We just pushed them on in, and you can hear them kind of like snap into place. See if I can do this one. There's a little more room, so I can show you what it looks like. All right, so there's our bottom line. It's nice and messy again. I'll just kind of give it a wipe off here. So you just take it in, line it up, and give it a good push. Well, the other side did it. Well, all right, let's do it off camera. I need two hands apparently. All right, so that is seated in. Now we'll seat this one in. Now the other one I just had to move. Let me clean this off. I had to switch hands because I wasn't using my dominant hand, but this should just click in. Of course not. Let's switch again, hands. Actually, let's see. Let's just see. We can mount you up here. Yeah, I know this is not perfect, but it'll have to work for what we're doing, I guess. I think the problem is I'm left-handed, so you really got to get on it and like, there we go. You can hear it kind of click in. So as you can see, that's in. Hopefully that's a nice tight fit. We don't lose any oil. See, those are nice and tight, but these are a little loosey-goosey, man. I think last time I had to wrap these with Teflon tape. I don't know. See, hopefully I don't have to do that again. So now we'll connect our hoses. So we got our top hose here. Oops. Get our clamp on. Here we go. Find my screwdriver. Where is it? Oh, I brought it inside. Here's another one. So this is exciting to watch, I'm sure. I'm sure this camera's gonna die again. It's in the sunlight, so let me come back to that. All right, guys, so you can see we got our hose connected down below. Overkill, apparently. We need to reattach that stuff, which we will do right now. And then we're going to fill. And then we'll let it blurp out. And then we'll fill, let it blurp out a little more. And then we need to kind of clean this out a little bit too before we connect it. So let's get this reassembled. Okay, we got everything reassembled here. And I need to put this back on this California piece of crap. Bolt down there, and bolt down there. Actually, nut, and that's a nut, and that's a nut. So now this is reconnected. Now we need to put this on. We're going to take our nut off here. Try not to lose it. This goes on. Seats on there just like that. Then we take our nut here. I think that's a 14. So yes, that was a 14. That is now on. Now we're gonna go ahead and put our intake and MAF and get that back on. All right, we got throttle cables reconnected, intake all reconnected, box is back in, air filters in. I think we're ready now to start putting some coolant in here and then clean this thing out and then reattach it. Oop. All right, got our shroud back on, connected to the lower shroud again. We got about 1.5 gallons in here, and you can kind of see it. So I'm gonna start it up, and I know it's gonna pull the coolant through the system, so it's gonna drop down here, but I wanna get it to pull through. So I'm gonna start it up, run it for a second, and then we'll come back and finish. All right, so it's running. Good. I do need to clean this. It looks like it's, I don't know, I can't tell if it's really circulating, but I don't know. Trying to make sure we get all the air out. It's looking good. All right, so I'm gonna clean that out now, turn this off, clean that out, then we'll check on it again. All right, guys, I sprayed that out, and you can see how nasty that water was. It was in there. And I've connected the tube back into the radiator. We'll get our cap on there, and we're gonna run it, and hopefully that solved the issue. All right, guys, I know, ooh, man, I got something on me. I know that was kind of choppy and weird, but my phone kept overheating, so I had to kind of do it real choppy at the end there. But everything went together fine. The only issue is that the radiator cap is leaking, which I had read is an issue with these radiators. So I just got to go back in and look and figure out what they used. It might just need a different style radiator cap. So we'll get that figured out. But other than that, it got up to temperature 190, ran just fine, no issues, no leaks other than the radiator cap, which is fantastic. So $90 radiator from Amazon seems to have fixed the overheating issue. We just got to fix the cap leaking issue. So we'll get that figured out. And but I'm not going to come back and revisit it. We'll just get it fixed and call it a day. But that's how you replace a radiator in a 2001 Chevy Blazer rolling turd. So that's it. The next thing you can see is we're going to work on here. Let me turn the camera this way. See this door? This is a typical GM stupidity thing. You can see how the door is hanging down. The hinges get waddled out, and so the doors drop. So what we're gonna do, what I had done in the past is we used oversized bushings and pins, and that didn't fix the issue. So this time, in one of my next videos, we're gonna cut the hinges out with the Sawzall blade, and then we're gonna weld in new hinges. So that'll be in another video. But for now, radiator success. Thanks so much for checking us out. Gray Beard Garage. My name is Matt. Remember, you can do anything if you put your mind to it. We'll see you here next time. Until then, take care.